Hello everyone. Welcome to the first episode of the Sɛnkɔ Project documentary series, where we focus on the cultural preservation of art, symbols, and historical artifacts. By digitalizing these cultural treasures, we aim to build a bridge between tradition and innovation, ensuring Ghana's rich artistic heritage remains alive for future generations. Today, we are visiting the Green Butterfly Market located at the Department of Parks and Gardens in Cantonments. Established in 2010 and held on the first and third Saturday of every month, the Green Butterfly Market shines as a spotlight on artisans and small businesses creating sustainable and eco-friendly products. We took this opportunity to interview 6 talented and passionate artisans about their creative processes, the stories behind their work, and the legacies they carry forward in Ghanaian art and culture. Drawn by her charisma, the first artist we spoke to was Khadija Amankwa Enin, CEO of Milligo's Classics, a beads and accessories brand.
My name is Khadija Amankwa Enin, CEO of Milligo's Accessories and Milligo Classics. The name is Millions of Gold, so we had Milligold finally. On my tags over there, you can see. It's been a while. It started around 2010. So probably there in 2011 that we are on board. Yeah, last week the calculated per our calculations 14 years now. That's been a long time, a very long time. And I have trained people. I've trained over 1,005 women across the country. Wow. Yeah. Started when I was in the office. I was working with a company and I was part of the event planning. So one of us said, you are very creative. Try and do something with your hands. So I considered it and then I said, okay. So the sketches were coming. When I sleep with my book because I'll see something, some process I have to wake up and sketch them so that in the morning I can remember. That's how it started. Then I fell in love with beading and it has been so good because I developed a passion for it. Then I resigned because I was making more than I was making at the office. In Temna, and the ASAP started Nami job and who said a chain is salary. Why waste all the time? Was hospitality industry that doesn't have time for you to break, no Sundays, no holidays. But with this, if I sit for 6-7 hours, I know how much I will see. That was when I started it fully. That's 2011.
So aside from your own creativity and inspiration, how did you learn to make such beautiful pieces?
I went for the training and built on it because I needed the skill. So after a while in the training, and they will say, I could do a lot, so why not? I should take it serious. So it was some 3 months training and then that's it.
So how would you describe your process? So for example, for the bags, how would you describe the process of making them? Example for these bracelets as well.
When the inspiration comes, you have to sketch it, at least have a sketch. I would say you sketch from the mind's eye. You see? Yeah. So the mind and the eyes know the end of the product until you have it done. So that is what push the agenda. You sketch it, you see, this bag is going to come out like this. Then you start working on it. But it takes time, patience. Because if you don't have the patience, some of these bags, the big ones, 30 by 40 dimensions, it takes you about 4 weeks to get a perfect finish. You can do it anyhow, but me, it is the finishing for me. so that you get a very good finishing that can reach the international market. Yeah.
Yes. So, what would you say is the cultural significance of your work in terms of Ghanaian culture and beyond?
This is beads, and Ghana beads is part of our culture. Even, and then you see at initially now you feel say the waist bead in and the edit and some fine we are it's a different from this. We are hand woven, just like the bags. And see, then so beats no you bet me ama obi who say you bet me the iron that is how come. Yes, I wish we knew first na we knew hand woven and yet just the ordinary bead string.
Do you have a favorite piece that you would want to take us through? How you made it, how you got the idea?
My newest, and that's lovely small bags. My favorite. I saw the sketch. Me sketch. I sketch, and then I had this. So at a point I said, oh, why not add the lock to make it complete? So you see the difference. So I finished this yesterday. So now this is the look. Same design, but now this has a look on it. And I have really spent time on these designs. And Madam bread. So be Rihanna just like that. I bear measure because a dream, a passion. So what will difference? We will it's video. Here me never to me. My friend
Okay. See, you have a area, but one final question I maybe, sir. So you mentioned that you've trained over 1,500 women. So how would you say, aside from that, you are contributing towards the preservation of this art work that you have been doing, or passing it down to somebody, generations beneath you?
I thought about it. Now the passion is especially and young ones. Some of us office in one a year. Yes, your office. So what I say, you're not it's me for baby. I'll Shopify and I'll be here near maybe. Why not say men pattern from others? So with an NGO, and let they are working. Just like me, but happy. When we invest, she has the passion. She's happy. Come and be. One of us, you see, now and also pushing also agenda with graphic designing. So happy is here. She's also learning, and one day over there, small mini boat.
Beside her, we met Harriet Graham, creative director of Ashrimia Gallery. Similar to Khadija, Harriet left the corporate world to pursue her artistic ambitions.
My name is Harriet Graham, as in married name. My maiden name, Harriet Akosia Eboa. Akosia Eshuremia. As you can see up there, the name is Eshuremia. It comes from Eburi in the eastern region. Okay, so it's Eshuremia, which means flowers. It's as simple as that. It's a bit tricky mentioning it, but it's that simple. It just means flowers. Okay, and since I started this, I would say since I was a baby, I'd always wanted to go into designing things, not just clothes, but anything I find useful. And I'm an artist. I did A-level, I did fine art. Okay, so that aspect of my life is always about picking small things and putting them together to make an artistic piece. So I was versed in collages and all that. So I was doing all these, and I've been doing them since I've been working in the bank. I worked in the bank for over 15 years. And then I saw that no, there was something still missing, because whilst I was there, I was still designing people's suits and things. And so at a point, I had to move out and begin doing something that I would use more energy on, but would be more fulfilling. I started with art gallery, as in fine arts, collages, craft pieces and things. And then we found use for scraps. Okay, so scraps and scraps and scraps, and then it came into a whole clothing line. So that has been the journey. And so if you see scrunchies, typically it's from scraps. And our business has mainly been about sustainable fashion. And so our pieces, if you take clothing, you can wear it in different ways. We have pieces that we design in such a way that you can style it multiple times. I've been doing since for so long. Now it's becoming a trend, but it's something that we've done over time. We have some corsets over here. You see that they are reversible. They are made from pieces that are left from doing the main clothing. And then we put them together to create pieces that you can still use without letting them go back into the environment and, destroy the environment. So typically, this is not our whole setup. You see other very craft pieces, pots and decorative pieces that we do. But for Green Butterfly, this is what we usually bring here. For instance, if we pick our corset, you see the front is beaded to give you an evening outfit kind of thing. You have your black outfit after work, you place this on it, add a few accessories, and you are good to go. During the day, you have a full black. If you're working in the bank, you can use this to style up your outfit, and you still look good to go. Style is all about what you know, how you can create your own style. I don't believe in following everything that comes, but create your own unique style. Okay, it's beautiful that way. We started Green Butterfly to help us showcase the little that we are doing in our corner. And we've been here so far. It's been 1 year and it's been amazing, I must say. Yes. It's one opportunity for us to, show people what we can do. And also encourage people not to waste too much in doing outfits. I'm typically an academic. Okay. But somewhere in there, I feel like everybody has a bit of academic and then something skillful. It may be in your mind, it may be at your fingertips, but everybody comes with something extra. It's not only about schooling. Okay. So for me, whilst doing, even as a child, if you dared leave your piece of cloth or leather outside, I'll take it and cut it up and make a bag. and I'm moving. I got my mom into a lot of trouble doing that kind of thing. But going into the bank, I thought, okay, yeah, I'm making good money, I'm a senior, everything was fine. But there was still something missing, And so, yeah, I had to start something. I didn't go to school. To fashion school. It has all been about, okay, let me further my education, get an MBA, another, then other courses and things. But I've never taken a course in fashion. Okay, so when I sit down, I try to figure out, and I usually use paper. So I won't throw paper away when I find it. I'll iron it and cut it up into styles that I think would. Then I start working with, I see my body as like a canvas. So I use my body and then I come out with something. If somebody wants it, I take their measurement and then work it out for them. You see pieces like this that have been designed by myself. But the clothing aspect, as in sewing, I didn't learn it from anywhere. I'm a self-taught fashion designer, so to speak. So that's my story.
So you've already started describing your process, and for example, how you use the fine arts to create these prints. Are there any other processes that you go through to come up with these pieces?
Like I said, my body is my canvas. I've always loved corsets. I've always loved high neck shirts. I've always loved suits. Okay, so I am thinking, how about my body wearing something big and then snatching it with something? So I will try that way. Eventually, I got a mannequin to help me, do the designing. So I've been doing it. And now when I put it on the mannequin, sometimes I'll use paper to plaster on the mannequin, cut it up, and then I'll stitch it up. Okay, so what I'm looking for is, I've done this outfit, the pieces, where are they? What can they do? So if you see, they come in strips and panels. So if this piece can cut here, I'm turning it the other way around, and then I'm cutting another piece. There are some that are in patches. So you will see that I didn't use one fabric to do it all. Okay. So That's basically the process. The sewing process for these ones are done by myself. I train people to do the other ones that are not too fine, don't have too fine detail. Okay, so like the pants and things like that, I can teach somebody to sew, but not these ones.
What would you say is the cultural significance of your work?
Everything is African, let me put it like that. And I believe that as Africans, we do ourselves a lot of good by wearing what we make. We make a statement not only by our color, but how we wear our outfits, even our hair, the way we wear it. You see me, you see I'm African through and through. Okay, so those are the things. I believe it's not what you say, it's what you do, it's how you dress that people will see that what you have as an African is valuable to you. So everywhere I go, when I travel, I don't wear any pieces in these colors. I take along, it's bright. For instance, in Dubai, they will look at you, it's like everybody, they ask me if I'm Nigerian. I say, I'm not. I look Nigerian, and I wear a turban. I'll let you see that I'm an African, and I'm not interested in staying in your country. I'm showing you what I've got. After that, I am gone. So that's for me. In little ways, we can tell our story as Africans. Okay, what they do, we like them. But we also have something that they don't have. So I believe as Africans, we should capture our uniqueness to make our statements everywhere we go. We see corsets on the runways. How can we make it our own? So I use my African prints, my dyed fabric, giving you the African motifs. And it's still African. Somebody bought this, took it to the States. On her birthday, she wore it. Everybody knew it's an African thing. There's no question about that. So I believe we sell ourselves as Africans and what we are about in the way we handle everything from head to toe, the way we talk, the way we relate with other people. Our Africanness is always unique, and there's nothing more to say about that. So my brand is focused on telling the African story in the very little way that I can do.
How would you pass on this African story and tell it to younger generations?
I say the very minute thing that you wouldn't even think about is how to keep our waste. Fashion waste is becoming a big global problem. So in my own small way, we don't dispose of scraps of fabric through the waste system. It will go into doing something else. It will go into doing something like an ottoman, where that the more you sit on it, the more it compresses. So every piece of scrap is going in there. Over the years, it becomes like stone. You sit on it, it's still comfortable. So everybody who works in my workshop knows that when you are sweeping, you don't sweep scraps away, no matter how small. It will make a pillow. It will make a throw pillow. It will do something. So when you come to our place, you don't see a big bin sitting there. I won't provide a bin for you to even put rubbish in. Okay, so that is how, when I started this, they were in smaller pieces, and people were like, if you get time to do these things, you will see there are some that even have, you see our jackets, the jackets that we wear. I worked in the bank. Over time, I have lots of them. My top is small, my down is big. I can't give it to just anybody. So in time, it was becoming a lot of clutter. So I gathered them, started cutting them up. So some of these things, you see the reverse is an old jacket that has been cut up. And the fabric is so solid and so durable. So that is how I prevent it from getting into and the pieces go into making pillows. My dog has a cozy mattress to sleep on, thanks to straps. Okay, so that's about it. That's a little I can say about that. So from my factory setup to the clothing that I make, to whatever, everything I do is about maintaining that balance.
From our conversation, it was evident that Ghanaian fabrics play an important role in Ghanaian art. Harriet introduced us to a family member of hers who also sold at the Green Butterfly Market, Joseph New Noi Dowuna, the creative director of Joni Noid Craft, an art and furniture brand that utilizes Ghanaian wax prints. He and Harriet shared the names and meanings of many of the prints used in his work.
In Subra, like a lake. Okay, if a tree is standing a well, if a tree is by a well of water, you know it never goes dry even in the dry season. Okay, so this is in Subra, in Subura, and then in a minute, Sɛnkɔ Bridge.
Yeah.
Sɛnkɔ Bridge. The way this thing goes up and down. This is not a full. If you see the full piece, you see it running like a bridge. Okay, so Sɛnkɔ Bridge. Yeah. So we'll see the ones that and actually let me finish here. And Obapa.
I had a blessing this as well. Any brain soldier.
No brain soldier.
Yeah.
This Obapa. This is bamboo.
Yeah.
And bamboo. And actually Felicia.
Okay.
Felicia. And something to do with death. And I waited console. I don't macaroni. The recent people have named it macaroni. And then there's a new brain soldier.
Yeah.
Like no matter how I read you are, it doesn't like fire. I read like when you're brain, I don't know.
Okay, I'm Joseph Ninoi Dowuna, a guy from Osu, and a designer, artist, all-round artist. As you can see around, I do a lot of things, both in any media.
And how many years have you been involved in furniture making?
Oh, okay. For like 15 years.
What inspired you to use African prints?
Well, these are very beautiful in nature. I mean, it's all over the place. And then we want to project them to the outside world to see what we have. And then you can see they may have used it in dresses and other things. But then I felt it would be very good also on furniture. These are things that you keep them for long. You do have them for ages. And so if you have those prints on them, it tells the history. You would come and meet it. Your children will come and meet it. And then the tradition goes on.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on teaching the next generation about this craft?
It is something, like I said, the tradition must go on. And so the next generation must take this up. That is what shows our culture. So you project it for others to enjoy as well.
Okay, so any last words for the future artisans?
Yeah, we need to be creative, and that is where some of these things come out. You be creative and innovative, and as you from copying and stuff, you create your own stuff for others. Okay, like be a pace setter. That is what I would tell anyone else.
Today, as we explore the vibrant Green Butterfly Market, we witness more than just art. We witness purpose, legacy, and courage. Many of the artisans we spoke to left behind corporate careers to follow their passion for craft, sustainability, and storytelling. Their journey reminds us that preserving heritage isn't just about looking to the past. It's about bold choices in the present that shape the future. Thank you for joining us for the first episode of the Sɛnkɔ Project documentary series. In our next episode, we'll continue to share more interviews with other artisans at the Green Butterfly Market. Through the Sɛnkɔ Project, we are proud to document and digitalize these living traditions so they can inspire generations to come. If this episode resonated with you, share it, support local artisans, and follow our journey as we continue to spotlight the hands, hearts, and histories behind Ghanaian culture. Until next time, stay rooted and stay inspired.
Thank you so much.